Hey everybody, welcome back to Cardboard Conspiracy. Um, so I wanted to take a look at the Hogaak deck list. This is a little bit different from what we usually do, which is actually looking through the cards. Um, but I went ahead and uploaded this to Cardboard Conspiracy, our Mox field. So I went ahead and put every card that we had together right now. Turns out this deck's looking a little a little bit cheaper on one side, which is kind of, I mean, it's very good. I enjoy playing with decks that you can build for cheap. It's definitely not going to win any awards for being for being this low. Um, of course, this does not have all of my exact printings. It does have my Chandler Initiate. It does have that Gigantosaurus, a couple other things in here. That is the right greater good. But I've not gone through and I've not actually taken the time to pick out all the correct printings for everything except for Hogaak and those other couple cards. Wanted to run through it, tell y'all what we have kind of swapped out. So starting with the one thing that I kind of considered to be just utterly insane. I took Soaring up. I don't have a Soaring or an Arcane Signet in this deck. Um, I played with it, but I'm not trying to ramp into Hogaak as much anymore. The playstyle has kind of shifted. Is that due to adding about 13 more creatures? Probably. um, but that's okay. I I don't, a lot of the things that I was saying in the last couple of Hogaak updates, it was, oh, I'm looking for a new win con. I'm looking for ways to close out games. Well, I found it. I found my way to close out games. So I went through and I stuck an Ashnod's coupon in, and then I added a bunch of cards. So we're gonna just have it sort by mana value here. Um, I have gone through, and as you can see, the curve is now very low, but it's also somewhat spread out. So we have a couple of just flex slots in here. I wanted to add more things in that were going to kind of be those bombs that we're looking for, ways to close out the game. In addition to that, I was really wanting to make better use of, let me find it, I know it's somewhere in here, Birthing Ritual. I really wanted to make better use of Birthing Ritual. I feel like I wasn't using it very much in the initial drafts. I had like one 2-drop creature that I could actually grab with it. So I went through, packed in a bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops. I even changed out some of the 3-drops and 4-drops, getting up to that level. And just tossed in a couple of bigger things that we can climb up through. You will notice there's no 10-drop or 9-drop. That's okay. The only things on 10 we have is Curse of the Qual and Thrastos, neither of which we are casting for their actual mana value. If I'm casting those for actual mana value, something has gone horribly wrong. Curse of the Qual, I just think it's a very funny card. I enjoy it. I also found a Turgrid, which is, yep. I did find a Turgrid at my game store, so now I have that, which kind of goes together with Curse of the Cabal, having people sacrifice their stuff, and then I get to take it. Very cool. Big fan of that. We're still rocking about 30 lands, which is super low for this type of deck. However, we do now have a Life from the Loam. So we're basically playing Legacy, which is really fun. A lot of fun, actually. I've had a great success with dredging and getting lands back. I have also made a considering board. So there's a couple of lands in here that I just found to be really fun. I took out the Harrow and the Entish Restoration, which were, I think those were both 3-drops. I took out both of those, and I found myself not making enough use out of them. I don't want to be grabbing basics. I want to be grabbing things that have a tangible effect on the game. So that's why I'm going to be picking up a Crop Rotation. I just have to find my copy. Probably going to grab an Amulet of Vigor. I already have a Spelunking in the deck. Another really good card. It kind of does what Amulet of Vigor does. It doesn't work as well with bounce lands, but that's okay. Now I picked up a bunch, or I haven't picked them up yet, but I'm keeping an eye out for a bunch of these cards here. A lot of them I definitely have in other decks. I know I have all of my fetches. I know I have at least one of each. Actually, that's some of the stuff that I proxied out just so that I wouldn't have to keep swapping around. So should be able to see that here in upcoming videos whenever those come in. Baron more, just to be drawing more cards. Blundsteinmire, that's a fetch. Glacial Chasm, because I think it's really funny. I think that Glacial Chasm is a really funny card to play. Um, you know, sometimes it might help to prevent that damage. Of course, it doesn't get around loss of life. Misty, another fetch. Polluted Delta, Polluted Mire. Polluted Mire isn't a fetch, but it's a cycle land. Slippery Karst, another cycle land. Tranquil Thicket, more cycling. Now, I'm wanting those because I can put them in my graveyard and then get them back with Life from the Loam and then dredge off of their draw trigger that they create. Which just seems really good because I get to continue filling my graveyard. Because I have figured out that my favorite way to play this deck is with Greater Good and Hogaak, and cycling through my deck and drawing every card and making a ton of mana to either kill people with. It's usually Exsanguinate. Let's be real. Exsanguinate, great card. I love this card. It's a lot of fun. If I'm not doing that, then there's not much going on. I had better be winning with combat damage if I'm not doing that, or making everybody's life miserable with Curse of the Cabal and getting that back over and over again. Right now, I have played a couple of rounds, just one-on-one stuff with Shogun. So what I am seeing is that I'm enjoying it more doing the Hogaak Greater Good stuff and drawing through my deck like that and just getting extra value. I definitely am thinking that I want to put those fetches in and put the other utility lands in. I think I had a Beseiju in the maybe board. I already have a no, I don't. I didn't have one on here, but I'm gonna pick up another one. I've got like 3 right now, but I always need another. So I will pick one of those up, put it in there. I think right now I'm also trying to get my hands on a Takanuma, the black channel lamb from Kamigawa. So I'm probably going to pick that up. I'll just cut basics for those, honestly, and put the utility lanes in because they can be played like that. Other than that, it's, I'm enjoying actually having all of this going on. Like I said, it's a lot more creature heavy now. A lot of the creatures, it's a lot of things that I had laying around anyway. Not so much the Archon of Cruelty, but the Delighted Halfling, stuff like that. This deck is mostly, the only things that I have bought deliberately is the Archon of Cruelty. Let me look. The Targrid. And I think that's honestly it. The Woodfall Promise. I bought that and a couple other things. Most of this stuff is stuff that I already had, that's how I prefer to build decks, is look through my things and put them together and see where I can go from there before upgrading. But yeah, no, it's been a great, it's been a blast, honestly. I've really enjoyed building this deck, and recording the progress of it and seeing, where to make these changes. But we'll go ahead and get into the playtest and just take a look at what we're doing here. So this hand right here, let me see. We've got 3 lands, which is, not horrible. Bridge from Below, Long Rest in the opening hand. I don't love that. I'm just going to go ahead and restart. We'll take our first mulligan. No lands. Unfortunate reality of it. We'll take the second, go to 6. Yeah, I mean this does everything that it needs to do, except make make green mana. Um, in an instance like this, I'll keep it just to see. We'll put that one on bottom, and start the turn. So Swamp to start us off. pass it around. Nothing's happening. It's turn 1. Who would have thought? We drew into the second land. I would go ahead and tap here. Now, the better play is probably to do the Wishclaw Talisman, but I would like to start developing into some of the mill. I want to be getting things out. There's not really a reason for me to keep up a Shieldred's Edict on turn 2. The Wishclaw Talisman, if I can't immediately use it, then I don't really want to be using it. Of course, now we can, though, and we've already got the Ashnod's Altar in hand. So this thing never taps like how I want it to. I would probably play out the Talisman, take one of the counters off, tap it, give it to somebody else, and fetch up something. But what we're going to get is a great question, because honestly, I don't even know here. Since it is a Wishclaw, you can just grab anything. I would almost be inclined to start getting Life from the Loam going, which I think is what I'm actually going to do here. Just go ahead and grab the Life from the Loam. Of course, we don't have to reveal that to anybody. Shuffle, and then we'll go to the next turn, and at this point, just cast the Life from the Loam to get it in the graveyard. Nothing to crew the Burrow Fiend with, but it's still a 2/2 to contest. That's the good thing about these mounts, which is not something I ever thought that I would be using in this game. But I like it. So, go to next turn, mill 3, and look at, how do I even view my graveyard? There we go. Put the Life from the Loam back into hand, and then we can just do it again and cast it, grab the forest. And we're making our land drops, and we're continuing to do our graveyard stuff. At this point, we've got enough mana for a Shieldred's Edict. We'll say the Wishclaw gets passed back around to us. Great, that's wonderful. I just, either we'll go ahead and pop it on this one and say that it's just a dead card now. It's got all the counters moved off of it, so we'll just say we got it back. So, like here, what I would want to be grabbing is, we've already got the greater good. We want something that's going to be making us creatures. I'm thinking that I'm going to be putting, probably not a Gravecrawler, because I don't think I have any zombies. The Lazotep Reaver is a zombie. I don't think that Lazotep Reaver is the move. I think I would rather have something like the Reassembling Skeleton, or even Ebon Death, I think, the dragon zombie from Adventures in Forgotten Realms, maybe. But I want something that's going to be able to recur, especially with the Ashnod's Altar that we've got. Am I going to put a Phyrexian Altar in here? Maybe. I do have a copy. I just haven't decided yet. It's in another deck right now. But I want something that I'm going to be able to go mana positive with at some point. We'll go ahead and we'll take the Street Wraith just to have more draw. We'll get another redraw. So on somebody's end step, we will cycle the Street Wraith. Honestly, we probably don't even do that. We'll cycle the Street Wraith, and then on the draw, we'll just mill it and grab our Life from the Loam back. So it's a lot slower of a deck than what I'm used to playing when it comes to like CDH or anything. But this is a lower power deck. It's $180. It does everything that I want it to. Is it the best deck by any stretch of the imagination? No, but I've been working on it for about 3 days. So, or not 3 days, but like a week or so. I think that the mana, we want to be making mana for sure. How we're going to go about doing that, I haven't decided yet. Maybe grabbing a Disciple of Gix. I think that's what it's called. Of Gix. Nope, I'm thinking of a different one. I'm thinking of the... I'll just look up Gix. I know it'll be in here somewhere. Priest of Gix, yeah. So that one, if we can just get it back over and over again, then we're making 3 mana. each time. It's 3 black, but we can find ways to filter it. I don't even, I mean, that would still work for Exsanguinate. Yeah, so I don't know. Right now, I'm decently happy with it. I'm having a fun time playing it. Um, Again, it's not the fastest deck that I've ever played by any stretch of the imagination. There's a couple lanes in here that I kind of want to cut thinking about it. I'm still torn on Cactus Preserve. Give me thoughts on Cactus Preserve, because I am really undecided. Um, as the greatest mana value among my commanders is 7. It's a 3 mana 7/7 land, which I enjoy. But again, it's one of those things that I don't ever find myself using. Truth be told, it's not one of those cards that I wind up using a lot. I find myself doing the Life from the Loam stuff a whole lot more often, so I'm definitely going to focus on packing in a couple more lands. I did cut a bunch of my removal package, which is fine. A lot of the removal that I had in here was not good originally, and that's okay. It didn't need to be good, it just needed to do what it wanted it to, and that was remove something every once in a while and make a creature to convoke out Gix, or not Gix, Hogaak. So I've cut the rat out and fungal infestation. Yeah, I didn't really need that anymore, which is fine. But we're at a point in this deck where I got to start making tougher decisions, which is fine right now. Like I said, we're packed full of creatures because I wanted to make use of the birthing ritual. And now I have a Yisan Wanderer Bard in here, which is also helping for getting those bigger creatures out. Um, it's kind of just it's one of those things. I don't know if I want to go super hard into the mill or if I want to go into the land, and I think I mentioned that earlier. Um, but part of me wants to make this into a lands deck and getting a bunch of high value lands back out every time. I think that would be good. I think packing an Urza Saga in here, probably not the best idea, honestly, where I've only got two two artifacts, but I don't know. We'll definitely have to keep tinkering with it. This is not one of those decks that I want to give up on just yet. But we are coming up on about 18 minutes now. I think I've been rambling long enough. Thanks for checking us out. Thanks for the support on TikTok. Really appreciate that. And that's been a blast to try and get that going, even if we're about to get banned on TikTok, since I am American. And we're losing that this weekend, but that's okay. Thanks for the support on there. We're on Instagram, Cardboard Conspiracy. We're on Blue Sky, Cardboard Conspiracy. Don't really do much on Blue Sky, but there is stuff to come. I have a tournament coming up that I'm probably going to be going to, so I'll be talking about that when I can. Yeah, continue checking us out here on not Facebook. We don't have a Facebook. Continue checking us out here on YouTube. More videos to come. More lovingly edited memes from Shogun. He's really doing a lot for us, so keep an eye out for his stuff too. He is also on TikTok. But again, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. And we'll have some more content here soon. I think I'm going to be doing my Quain deck list again here shortly. This time on Moxfield, maybe get a couple of playtest hands in there and show y'all what that's looking like. But again, thank y'all, and we will see you for the next video.